YouTube. What's going on, y'all? Another episode of Words with Waters by yours truly's Words by Waters. Happy New Year's to everyone, man. Deuce Trey, we back in this thing, man. A whole nother year. I ain't gonna lie, I'm like a everyday resolution person, but for all those that did set New Year's resolutions, nothing but what's the best word to use? Nothing but consistency and power and empowerment towards all of your goals and your resolutions that you set for this year. I hope everyone set some ones that, they might not have accomplished last year, but feeling like they really start all over again, man. That's what it's about, man. New beginnings, transition. So get the Palo Santo going in there. Yeah, shouts out to everybody, man. We over here 2:30 a.m. January 1st. Eastern Standard Time, 2:30 Eastern Standard Time. So for wherever you are in the world, wherever you're in the country, if you're in America, Happy New Year's to you. So we're going to dive right into this thing, man. I'm actually happy about this one because it's not a top of the dome topic, but it is a part of the structure that I said I was going to do my channel in initially, which is the behind the quotes. And this is pretty much where I just talk about the details of a personal quote of mine, one that I've came up with over time. I live by certain quotes. I am a writer. I write books, I have my own publishing company, and I come up with quotes that just inspire me throughout life. Life inspires me to come up with quotes, and this segment is pretty much where I go behind and go in more details with the quote, hence the title, Behind the Quotes. So, with that being said, I'll just state the quote and just give you some details about it. And yeah, man, really, and it's really an important one too, especially, I feel like it's really important going into the new year with this one. So tell me how you feel about it. But the quote is, believe in the clues that the successful leave. Believe in the clues that the successful leave. Because I'm sure everyone's heard the saying, the successful leaves clues. Success leaves clues. But I came up with the quote, believe in the clues that the successful leaves, is because throughout my life, I've seen how these clues that the successful people have left for me and all people that want to receive them. And I see how effective they've been and how much they've changed my life. And when I tell people these clues, these cheat codes, these keys to mastering life, they always come off dumbfounded to me. Like, it's just like, are you sure this is it? Like, are you sure? Like, okay, write it down, wake up early. These are just very small ones. The ones that I just mentioned are very small ones, but it's like, wake up early, write it down, manifest, believe, have faith. I can just throw out all these clues, create a budget, create a savings, all these different clues that have been left by successful people that might not even seem like they live in the same house or the same realm. You can think like, okay, can we have a manifestation conversation that's about law of attraction, and then talk about, making sure that you set up a bank account that has a high yield high yield savings account. It's just all these different things. And I've heard all of these clues over time from mentors that have been given to me by the universe, and also mentors that I've called myself appointed mentors and masters and fathers, and just people that I chose to follow and read their books and look at their biography, listen to their biographies and read their biographies, and listen to their journeys. And if they're, still alive and being able to talk at the age where they can speak, and listen to their interviews and watch CEO interviews. And like I said, speak with people who are older in real life that I know in real life, face to face, and they leave these clues. And I know for sure the reason why they worked in my life is because I believe these clues. So that's why I say the quote, believe in the clues that the successful leave, because belief is 60% of what needs to happen for it to reveal its powers in your life. So I think the doubt that comes with human beings is a doubt that we have that hasn't grown up to an enlightened version of oneself. I think kids doubt a lot. Even when kids don't even know, they have no choice but to believe because they're innocent in the sense of saying they can't take care of themselves. So they have no way to navigate through the world to understand, like, okay, if this person's lying to me, how do I figure out how to get by without them since they're not leading me in the right direction? They can't do that. They're children. And I think we have that naturally as humans. And if we keep that lower level, lower vibration within us, that immature self, it carries on throughout our lives, and we go out and we just doubt everything. And we just like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you, because a kid doesn't. Like a kid, and you would think a kid will believe anything, but a kid seems like they're believing everything because they have no other options. But you can tell a kid doesn't believe stuff because you have to repeat yourself several times to kids, So for all my parents out there in the world, y'all can vouch for this and co-sign, like, yes. And I don't know if you put in that perspective, but hopefully I've helped you put in that perspective today that like kids don't believe shit, because if they did, you're like, hey, don't touch that. That's gonna blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then they will listen because they believe, but they don't believe. But it seems like they believe you because they have to follow you, but they only follow you by default because they have no other option. So that level of ourselves and having that doubt, it's kind of not our fault because people aren't aware of it. And I don't know if this is something new to people, the way I put it in that perspective, like I said, and I hope it enlightened folks and they're able to look at it like, damn, he's right. I do probably doubt because the kid in me is a doubter and I'm still not growing out of that yet. And I say that to say that that's mostly why we don't follow the clues that the successful people leave. And when people say, hey, if you want to get more done, wake up earlier and go to sleep. And if you don't want to wake up early and go to sleep, then you have to get used to feeling pain. And then you have to get used to like making sure that you put your health as a priority to the sake of saying, okay, if I'm getting less hours here sleeping, then I need to make sure my waking hours are healthy ones. They're productive ones. I need to make sure that, hey, I'm taking the supplements. I'm making sure that I'm taking the holistic route when it comes to eating and being able to, okay, my waking hours are healthy ones since I'm not sleeping as much. So it's like, if you don't want to take these, then take this advice. So people will hear this throughout my life and people have heard this, and I see the doubt in them. And it's a lot of people. It's more people who doubted than believed it, hence why there's the 1%ers outside of the whole colonizing of America and the Illuminati and the Masons and all of that stuff that people are like, well, they had a bigger chance than we did, all that. Let's just say we all started from an equal plan. And that'll be a whole other story in itself. I might be able to just bring that off and make that a whole little episode. But let's just say if we all were like, okay, this is the knowledge, I give it to you, now receive it, assimilate it, apply it. So the assimilation, then the application of the knowledge, then see what you get. What's the return of your time, return of your energy, just a return on your investment in whatever that may be. And I don't mean it's always having to be financial. Then a lot of times the people who believe and had the faith will be the ones that prevail and come out on top. So the belief is a very powerful word. Faith is a powerful word. I use belief and faith interchangeably. A lot of people may be like, oh, belief isn't that. Faith is something you can't see. You believe something when you see it. You don't. So whatever. We're just going to use a blanket statement and say belief and faith. They're the same thing for the sake of time and just, in layman's terms, to keep it simple. But I think when people see that, they doubt it. And they're one that's like, why is this not working for me? Why is it not working for me? Like, geez, why is it not working? Like, why is this? And it's like, you have all these clues around and there's no excuses now. And believe, mark my words, y'all. Somebody can hear me in the comments like, yo, Water, you said you was going to do this. I'm going to do an episode about the power of having books and the eligibility for us to have access to books and knowledge in the modern day world compared to when like Black people couldn't have it and we used to get killed to have books. Definitely gonna do one on that. So my words, like I said, somebody hold me accountable for it and cool. Most likely I'm not gonna forget, but we have no excuse now. So we have access to all these clues, all these masters, we can literally damn near watch the journey of somebody go from something to nothing. And they'll tell you, this is how I did this. And people will still be like, are you sure? You sure? Like, man. So it blows my mind when I see people and they're just lost. And, there's so many answers to why that is. You can be like, oh, they don't want it. That's not for them. All of that. But to keep it brief, believing is a fuel that those people who succeeded, and those people who succeed in life use. It's like the secret sauce that nobody tells you about, and they tell you about it, but because you doubt it, you don't really believe, again, that's what it is. So it takes you to have a vision that no one else is seeing, even if no one else even think it exists. You know, imagine if the people who came up with all the things in the world that was so great that we have now, me recording from the Apple laptop, all these Apple stuff I have in the studio, from the Apple phone to just everything. Imagine if Steve Jobs was like, you know what? They don't believe me, so I can't do this. They don't believe that I can make this happen, so they can believe it. You know, imagine Jay-Z if he was just like, man, I think Jay-Z had told his uncle that his uncle had told him he'd never sell a million records. And he's like, bro, I sold 1 million records 10 times over. You feel me? So, man, he even said, he's like, man, I couldn't let somebody limited thinking be my thinking. And that's how the world works. It's like, that nigga Hove, Jay-Z, he believed that, you know what, they doubted, but this is for me. I believe that what they telling me, the knowledge that I see from these people that's in the industry coming through and telling me I can do this, and the little small conversations he may have had at Def Jam and them telling him this and telling him that. And a lot of times it's not even that external validation that allows people to get to the next level, It's really internal conversation, you know, and that's a great way to plug my next book. My book I'm releasing mid-April, early May is called Successful Self-Talk. And it's all about talking yourself into success. It's all about like internal dialogue, self-talk, and being able to control the self-talk that you have to be able to talk yourself into the successful life that you want, instead of having a detrimental life and having negative conversations and detrimental conversations. And I think a lot of the ways that people succeed in lives are the belief that they have with their internal talk, their internal conversation. So yeah, man, that's pretty much like the gist of what led me to that. Just living my life and just being like, me going, and because I'm a believer and it's shown in my life and it affected me a certain way. And I believe before I seen the results, so which is still derived from the belief that I had to make me proceed to want to keep continuously doing it. And then once I seen the results after my belief, I was like, dang, I really believe it now. Because it's like I was already believing before that. Then I seen it. Now I really believe, you know, and that's what led me to start living the way I live and making me be, you know, an advocate for the lifestyle that I promote, the lifestyle I live, the beliefs and the creeds that I live by, thrive by. And the response that I got from people, like I said, it was more of, you sure? Than it was like, yeah. And it doesn't discourage me any at all, because I live off of my truth and I live within my belief system and my truth. So that's where that quote came from, y'all. Tell me how it resonates with you. If you feel like you're a believer, if there's some things that you still have a doubt and you like, all right, man, I doubt it and I still need to see it to believe it. Or if you're thinking like, okay, that's just another perspective. Or yeah, if you feel like you maybe haven't seen any clues, maybe the clues that you've seen that was left by the people wasn't enough to resonate with you personally for you to be motivated by that, you know? Maybe somebody who's from a background needs to see somebody from their same background to succeed to see those clues. Maybe those clues are hidden because you don't have a connection with it. You know, let me know. I'm always, like I say in every episode, the comments, I'm all up in them. If y'all have something to talk about, discuss, we can keep it going thread. I love it, you know. Thank y'all for that time. Once again, Happy New Year's to everybody, man. Happy New Year, happy new life, new transformation, new transcendence, all of the above. Thank y'all for following, like, subscribe, share. Until we meet again. Refreshing. Water is so refreshing. No pun intended. But yeah, y'all, until we meet again, it's Words with Waters. Oh yeah. And in the description, man, follow me, IG, Twitter, all the social media. I'm on there, man. Hit me up on Instagram if you want to get more of a visual of what I got on a day-to-day basis, man. Words by Water, WORDSBYWATERS. And remember to write your world into existence.